South Africa's largest mobile operator, that's Vodacom, has experienced strong growth in data traffic and revenue. Traffic grew 62.3% year-on-year in the 6 months to end September. Data revenue were up 33.5% year-on-year to about 10.1 billion rand. Overall, revenue growth was up 6.4% to nearly 40 billion rand. Will the operator still be able to continue to monetize this growth? While joining us to tell us more about the outlook for Vodacom is Finweek contributor Moxima Gama. Moxima, thank you so much for making the time to join us today. Maybe just give us a sense of where Vodacom is, the outlook for this particular operator, some strong numbers that are quoted right there in the front.
Well, there's a lot of growth for Vodacom as a company itself fundamentally, but they are meeting a bit of tension, or rather some economic downfall in terms of not being able to give as much revenue based on the subscription. You must remember that when cell phones did come into the market, a lot of the operators got their income from subscribers, which has now become saturated, particularly in South Africa. Another thing is government is also curbing the cost of cell phones, or rather capping it, which was once competitive. So they are finding a lot of pressure in that division of increasing their revenues in that content.
In terms of some of their investment plans, looking around what Vodacom's networks, they said currently covers a total population of around 200 million people. So in terms of investment, what's in the pipeline?
Well, I mean, like all cell phone companies at this point, because subscriptions have gone down, the next best way to increase their revenue is through data trafficking. As you had mentioned the numbers, Vodacom is sitting with about 65% of their subscriptions, data subscriptions. Now, why wouldn't they want to invest in that? So at this point, they're really putting a lot of money for quality deliverance, and that would be through the smartphones rather.
Let's talk about some M&A activity with the structure or the deal with Neotel being reworked or restructured. What impact is this likely to have on Vodacom?
Well, it's at the final stages. Although the local competitors are really up in arms, they're not really liking the whole. They feel like Vodacom will have an advantage, a competitive advantage, but adding Neotel will actually just expand their offerings, and this is particularly with the 4G offering. So it would put them a notch up than all the local competitors, which is the reason why they're really opposing this.
It's been an interesting time in the global markets, and we'll be talking to Yana about that in just a little bit, and looking at the different sectors. The outlook for Vodacom, given the fact that it is in the telecom sector, and there are a lot of factors to think about, especially the weaker rand, the bringing in of parts that they might need. What's your take on what we are likely to see come out from this particular company?
Well, look, Vodacom at this point seems to have reached a ceiling at 156. With what happened to MTN, you would have thought it would hit the roof, but it just seems to at least have been capped at that level. And at this point, the overall trend is looking a bit volatile. I would suggest investors stay in it if the price remains or it continues to trade above 135. But if that level really gives in, that would end that trend, and we could see support going to 120 and then 106. So until such time as it breaches or breaks that ceiling at 156 rather, I would really suggest that you at least be cautious at this point, because it could just be topping out.
Thank you so much for that, Moxima. That was Finweek contributor Moxima Gama joining us live from our Cape Town studios. Up next, we'll take a look at this week's cover story.